Hello guys and welcome to my apartment. It's fairly small and I like to keep it clean, and since it's fairly small it doesn't take a long time to clean it, and I think one of these like Roidmi vacuum cleaners, stick vacuum cleaners, fits perfectly in an apartment like this. I don't really need anything more than this and I've really liked it, so I like to keep it really dust free and such, and I often clean this place. So I invested in this Roidmi vacuum cleaner, the X20 or S40 I believe some other places sell it as. It costs around $300, so definitely isn't cheap, and I think that was on like a sale price, but I think you would get them at around $300 usually. But why I decided to buy this is because I think it looked fairly nice. You also get a lot of accessories, and testing it, seems to be fairly rigid as well. I'm cleaning the dustbin now, but even without the dustbin, there doesn't like seem to be a lot of play in the construction itself, compared to like more of the Dyson ones. I just feel they are kind of cheap. So this one looks clean and feels to be sturdy, and just a small thing like the tube here is not like round, it's a little bit squared off, but that makes it even more rigid. And I've been really liking using this thing here. It really cleans the floors good enough for me. Of course, if you use a more traditional vacuum cleaner, you would maybe get more suction, but with the rotating thing underneath there, you draw in a lot of the dust, and the other carbon brushes also helps. And if you put this into higher suction, this also sucks really good. You also have a light down here, which is very useful to see dust. Maybe they could add in the future, like you see in the newer Dyson models, they have laser even down closer. Maybe they use the dust even better with that, but light like this works perfectly well, and like one pass and the dust is gone with this one. And it comes with this light sensor, so it turns on itself when it's dark or when you show it under your bed where it's dark. But I just taped it off because it's not using any battery, I guess, that little light, and it's just so useful for like seeing the dust on the ground, where to like hoover. So I would recommend you do that as well, and I think it should come like that from the factory, or it just have a switch up here. You have the mode switch, and switch between I think 3 suction levels. The normal one, you actually get up to 60 minutes of runtime, and I can say that cleaning my apartment, I don't even think I run down 1 bar. And on this here is just a power button. You also have this navigation with the LEDs. You also have this nice charging station here, hooked up to 240 volts. You can also hook it directly into your vacuum, and the charging station here uses like a double-sided tape, so I just stick it on the wall. Very simple. But if you want to place it somewhere else where you don't want to have it taped, you can also actually screw it into wall. They supply you with screws, you just pop out these rubber grommets and you can have it screwed into the wall instead. And it got this magnetic base, and you see these poles here, you can touch them without getting electrocuted. Not sure, yeah, not getting in shock there as well. And it's got this magnet, and it clicks in and it starts to charge. Get a lot of accessories with it, and it's fairly simple to clean and take off. It's maybe not the most sophisticated kind of cleaning, but it's just simple and not a lot of parts. I haven't really cleaned them too many times with water, but after some time you would probably want to clean it. Just or use the supplied brush, even though in the manual they say that you shouldn't use water, but get the water and the dust out and then let it dry. And we will see in the future, maybe I will report back if these screws start to rust and such, but I don't think they should, or I hope they used high quality screws that won't rust and such. But very important, if you are like taking it underwater, you really need to know that it's dry before you mount it back, otherwise it's going to fog out up, because it is sealed, so then there's no way for the water to escape other than through the motor, and then you can damage your vacuum cleaner. We also got this mattress brush here to clean it. You like untwist here and you can take it out, and it's got the same carbon fiber brush with this rubber thing. Really useful for your bedline to like get the debris off there, and also like in your couch and such. Very useful little tool. And then you also just have a standard thing you can like use on your keyboard and such. I think you need to more crank up the speed on the vacuum for this to be any effective, because we can see there's a lot of gaps here, so we need to have some suction for it to work on this area here. You can take it off. You have this smaller thing here that you can get into gaps. So I replaced a normal vacuum cleaner, and it now looks much cleaner in this area because it looks nice, matches the paint and such, and it's fairly small, and it got this nice charging station here. It keeps everything neat, and I don't really think the results here are any worse. If I were to like have a big house, I would probably use one of these, and then also more of a bigger and other vacuum cleaner that maybe runs directly from the wall. But in my apartment here, it's really fine. And of course, testing vacuum cleaners on the internet and such, you always see those kind of trying to suction up like pasta and such from the floor. It will do it, of course, but the canister like isn't the biggest, but if you crank it up, it will definitely do it. But I think it's more important to take out all of the smaller dust particles and such, that you have the clean floor. And the brush thing really gets everything up, and then you also have a fairly good suction on this vacuum. So I have the same floors. Of course they don't look nice, they are worn, but at least they are dust free because of the nice brush here, and also a fairly good suction. And I just used the lowest one, and that's more than enough for me. On the lowest mode it also is fairly quiet as well. You also have like a magnetic thing, mopping thing, that you can put on the back here, and it works fairly well, even though I don't really need to mop my floors too often here. I guess the floors doesn't really look too nice from the start, but it definitely works. But maybe I would just use a regular mop if I were to do that task. But the water thing and such puts out water like it should. And you also got that other brush that's maybe much more useful with that, to like brush and then also have some water on there, so we're more of a deep clean with that brush. And as I showed you, it's fairly simple to clean. As we can see now, we don't have too many parts, and they are very accessible. And here we have the filter, they have a filter, and then you have just this other little filter in the end there for the motor. And if you pop this yellow orange thing off, you get access to the batteries. So down the line in a few years, if this still works, or if you feel that the battery is running not as good, you can maybe find a replacement module to just pop in there. It's just 3 screws and this comes out. Or you could probably just, if you're a little more tech savvy and can use a soldering iron, I think it should be fairly easy to just replace the individual 18650 battery cell. And they use LG batteries, which is probably one of the highest quality ones, so it should last a long time anyways. And they also talk about how the engine is high suction and effective. I don't really know too much of the technology there and how I would actually test that, but I would say it's high suction compared to many other devices like this, and it doesn't like use too much battery, so yeah, I think it works. So in total, I think you can get this at a fairly good price. The quality is fairly high with like the build quality, and the cleaning, I have nothing of issues with it. It sucks really good, and you also have a very good brush down here, which is fairly strong. Going on like carbon like this, it doesn't like bog down. It's belt driven, so I'm not sure how long that would last, but it's very strong and it's got a fairly strong motor in there to run that thing. And yeah, high quality, and you can get a fairly good price, and it also comes with a lot of accessories that I like, so absolutely I could recommend this one.